Welcome back to something completely different, I guess. It's time for some more Android Netrunner, which is mercifully not just fun, but proving to be really, really fun. And I've been thoroughly enjoying my slow but sure return to the game after a unusually long, basically hiatus. Uh, I've been playing a bunch of stealth Shaper, which is fun, but the real main reason that I've been enjoying Stealth Shaper, if I'm being perfectly honest, is because it feels like a nice mid-range approach to the game. You get a little bit of toolkit, you get a little bit of dig, card draw, good general money. You can break ice well, but doesn't require any gimmicks to win. I've also done a little bit of trying to reignite my Erudite Criminal deck. This was the original The Erudite Criminal. Very proud of this deck. I had something like an 80% win rate with it back when it was allowed in Jesus, how many years has it been? 2020. Oh man, different times. The concept of this deck, I'm getting sidetracked, but just because I have to share, triple Rozeki, double Tapworm. So you are building towards this massive passive income engine. Hopefully they purge a Tapworm or two, which slows their game plan. You're a Leela, so that slows their game plan. You've got a Boomerangs and a inside job, so they can't just score on you with impunity. You've got diversion, so that slows their game plan. And then eventually you stim hack out a study guide. Boom, you have the best decoder in the game. You paperclip, boom, you have the or throw it away until you need it. Boom, you have the best barrier breaker in the game. All that's left is Bugalter, which at the time was, if not the best, and certainly one of the best sentry breakers in the game. Uh, Special order to make sure you get the one you need when you need it early enough, and then you settle down and do something interesting. You use Maui credits to pound into HQ, bust for your study guide if not needed for anything else, break whatever cheaply for the first ice, nothing more. You don't have to go any further. Jack out, charge turning wheel, and you just keep doing that. There was a ton of asset spam decks in the meta, so Miss Bones helps against those. And yeah, that's it. You just row your turning wheel with passive card draw and superior card dig, and yeah, dominate the game. It's a control shaper, but played out of a criminal, and it was fantastic. It worked. You can make it work quickly early game or slow into the late game. It was a good mid-range deck, and yeah, it was a build off of my mid-range criminal basically. Many of these cards have rotated or been banned, not banned, but rotated out since. But the hardest hits where Leela is gone, and you need that for the slowdown. Hyperbaric coming into existence made me want to try and do it again since Study Guide was effectively back. But without the turning wheel, there was no point in charging and then backing up, charging and then backing up. And that was unfortunately one of the cards that I couldn't replace easily. I tried twinning, but it's too many moving parts to try to get all of those credits together. And it denies the whole point of the deck, which is just slow charge, gain 6 credits a turn, 5 credits a turn doing nothing, and go from there. Worst off, of course, was the loss of stim hack in favor of overclock. 9 credits and 5 credits are very different numbers. A statement that won me the No Duh award. And so the whole deck just took a hit, but also the meta in general has sped up a lot. You can't set up a deck like this and expect to be on time. You're going to end up too slow, is what I discovered. And I don't know, there's something here, and I'm definitely going to rebuild it one day, but yeah, this whole thing is a sidetrack. Having played a bunch of Corps, the thing against a bunch of Corps now, the thing that I'm most eager to do, and hence the title of the stream, is I want to make an NBN deck. Now, unlike most of the time when I make decks, I'm coming into this knowing that I don't know the card pool very well. And knowing that I don't know the card pool very well tells me that I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to play subpar ice. I'm going to underestimate or not realize runners have certain outs, etc. But I've been the runner against a bunch of corps enough to get some sense of what some of these corps are capable of doing and what they might do to me. And there's a core concept that I want to work off of. You know, let me see if I can't use Notepad on this, can I? Because I'm screen sharing. I'm not. Hang on, let me think about how I can deal with this. It's a window share. Can I do this? And then pull up a Google? Yeah, I could do that. So if I pulled up a notepad on here, let's go to Control C, spin. Perfect. Okay. So if I was going to summarize what I'm thinking, it's go NBN, use taxing ICE, taxing agendas. Lord knows there's plenty of that, right? And then use that to build and leverage a credit differential. And what is the point of a credit differential? Well, you have three directions you can go. You can hard-hitting news, make them tagged, or taxing ICE keeps them out now, so you can Drago Ivanovich, or whatever the name is, Drago, to force tags. You can use tags to either boom, which is, an easy kill plan, or you can use tags to all-seeing eye and rig shooter. All of these help you secure your base and win the game. What I've noticed when running against NBN is that I am always worried about what kind of NBN am I up against, what's going to happen next. I don't want to run yet because of hard-hitting news and I'm too poor. I don't want to run yet because that might be an expensive danger. I can't afford the Bologna yet, etc. If I can somehow leverage that paralysis where they're both afraid of being too poor and afraid of being too rich, here's the nightmare scenario for a runner. NBN install double advance as a card. If you don't run it and it's a Drago, they give you a tag and nuke your whole board. Or just trash your most important resource. If you don't run it and it's a Bologna, you're very grateful because they only score 3 points and are halfway to winning the game. If you don't run it and they if you do run it and it's a Bologna and you pay 5 to steal it, you just went down 5 credits plus whatever it took to get in there, which means you just gave them the hard-hitting news and now you have 4 tags. So there are so many ways for NBN to punish you for thinking of running and to eventually tag you. All I can think of is maybe there's, as long as I can leverage a credit differential and leverage tags, I should be able to cause all kinds of pain. And if it turns out that that's not true, then I need to know that. I need to know that as a runner when I run so that I stop being afraid of it. So now, given all of this, I need to see exactly what agendas are in the pool. Oh, there's one other thing. Sorry. If NBN installs an unadvanced card and you don't run it, and then they flip Drago, advance, give you a tag, they can punish you just for not having run an asset, assuming they have the right punishment. If they install something face down and you don't run it, they seamless launch, advance, score, and you just lost 7 credits. There are so many punishing never advances. I almost feel like just NBN Glacier with some of these tricks for keeping the Glacier alive should have a real shot. But maybe the ice pool doesn't support it. So anyway, let's begin. I don't know which Corp to use, but let's look at the options. GameNet. Whenever a card player causes a runner to spend or lose a credit, gain a credit. That is tempting for a credit differential seekers, so maybe. This is obviously my first thought whenever building is, do I just want to make it hard to trash my assets and make it so that they're afraid of my tags, period. First time each turn runner takes a tag, make them money. I don't think this is going to trigger very much. I'm not building enough remotes probably to make this worth my while. I'm pretty sure no currents exist in the game. This could be nice. This could be nice. It depends what kind of trappiness I run in the end or how never advancing. But to me, this has to be run against a corp where the ice is easy to get through and the runner is more worried about is holding back of their own accord, as opposed to one where the ice is intended to actually keep you out. Yeah, I think Asmari is probably where the money's at. It probably makes me 6 credits when it counts. So let's for now go with this. So we don't know what we're doing. That's fine. NBN Glacier. Let's open with something obvious. I definitely want hedge fund. Jackson Howard? Okay, clearly you guys are not working with the same collection I want you to. So I'm going to go standard here. and we'll see if that affects the recommendations any. So J-How's a no-go. Standard format. Okay, so it doesn't say Midnight Sun. Hopefully it's just, it looks like it's nested, so that's okay. Back to the build, please. Let's begin by looking at the agenda suite. I think that's a reasonable place to start. ARES is interesting. Artificial Crypto Crash is very tempting. Oh, I mean to add neutrals. I don't know enough of the card pool to know what neutrals I'm missing out on without looking at them. We're a 40-card deck, so we can afford to run Agenda Light, which is probably the way to go. 2 3-pointers and a 1-pointer is probably the easiest scoring pattern. First time around plays a run event or installs an icebreaker program each turn. You may give the runner attack. What the heck? How is this not seeing play? I guess because it's on their it's on the runner's terms, so it can always be sure it's safe. So yeah, that's not great. Now that's a nice way to force the runner into a slower posture or stall an early runner, or one who's running with a few cards. I might end up wanting that. I don't know. We'll see. Gain 1 credit for each tag the runner has. Use Sibelian once per turn. Nah, I don't expect a lot of tag me shenanigans against me. Tempting. I'm going to go ahead and put my seamless launches into this deck right now because I want mentally that tax to already be there. Okay, let's keep going. Nah, I don't need. I'm not running a lot of tracers. Off-world office seems pretty generic. Force a tag or force a bunch of meat damage. Oof, tempting. That's actually really cool. This is probably where it's at. Never advanced shenanigans, 3-2 agenda. Boom, I got an advantage off of you. Nothing you can do about it. This is good for tag me situations, which I don't think I'm inducing. Don't need to rebrand. When you score this agenda, you may add X cards from HQ to the bottom of RD to draw X cards. Runner adds X cards from the grip at random to the bottom of the stack. So tech for me, tempo for me. I would use this in conjunction with some kind of damage because it's functional damage that I'm emptying their hand. And this is just nice fast advancey wise, but I'm not really fast advancing with this, so I don't know it matters. Scored or stolen, give a tag 3-2. That's nice. That's nice for what I'm trying to do here. Because what I'm trying to do is glacier out and use tags to punish and check my opponent. 4-3 cannot be fast advanced. Okay. So really, it looks like Bologna is the obvious choice for credit differential deck. And the rest is not as obvious. I need at least 7 more points. So I'm scoring 1-5-3 and 2-3-2s. Or 4-2s. If I fill up on artificial crypto crashes to force them poor, I really go all in on never advance scoring one of those. Am I booming? Is that even something that I'm considering? Because if so, that would change this deck significantly. Can I afford? I don't know what I can afford yet or how this deck's going to build out, but probably one NGO front to bait runs is good or to make money. IP block is a great early ice. Before I forget, we want to put the tag punishing in here that I was considering. Clearly I've deviated from my agenda's first approach and I'm just starting to search things out, but what can I do to a tagged runner without going out of faction? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Tags don't seem as painful. Gotta be honest. I'm not impressed with the danger of tags looking at what I've seen so far. Yeah, so no. No, no. Play only if the runner's tagged. The runner loses 3 counts. Oh, hello, Puppet. If they have gone to the point that they are allowing themselves to be deeply tagged, this is relevant. Otherwise, not so much. Tempo in a pinch, but see, I'm thinking, what would I install? Drago, double advance, score, play. All-Seeing Eye is the obvious winner. What else is there? Think we have a winner. Denies what's on the board and puts it back in their hand. That's good. That's really good, actually. This is a potential, but let's start looking out of faction for my tag punishment. Obviously, the most important tag punishment is boom, you lose the game. Literally, boom, you lose the game. So if that's available, we'll definitely consider that above others. X tagged. Okay. Has at least 2 tags, so there's more words in this than I considered. Slack, cannot be accessed, first connection. Sure, destruction, mouseless. I know what these are, which is why I'm just kind of glossing over them. Retribution. Ooh, retribution. Play only if the runner is tagged. Trash one installed program piece of hardware. That's nastier. I like that better. So we'll keep one of these since it's 1 influence, maybe 2. As I'm building this, I'm realizing spending a whole turn to trash 1 or 2 items that the runner has may not be fast enough. But All-Seeing Eye is really good. If I can land an All-Seeing Eye against certain runners, they just lose. If I can land this, they just lose. If they don't know what I can do, they lose. Let's run 3 or 2 Dragos. I guess I only need 1 of him. And he's threatened at all times. I really like the idea of tiered subscription. It's kind of like a reverse pad tap if you think about it. For an action the runner needs to frequently take, I penalize you to the tune of a credit, a credit, a credit. Or you take it anyway and pay me 3 credits to get rid of it. Click in 3 credits to get rid of it. I don't even need to protect it. I haven't put any ice. I'm up to 33 cards. This is a weird glacier. So I'm basically playing money. I don't have any money either. I definitely need more money than I have so far showing. Let's throw a Beal on right now just for the sake of hitting the agenda points requirement and then start getting rid of stuff while I look for money. Don't want an Enigma, don't want a GFI, don't want a pad campaign. Definitely want to have 1 or 2 of these. I don't know how many runners are going to get stuck on a wraparound right now because Boomerang is everywhere. I think a single psychographics for that one guy who goes, oh, you know what? Forget this. I need 1 of these gone and replaced with a 15 minutes. That's my cheat agenda. So if I can Bologna, double crypto, Bologna crypto headline, Bologna this. Wait, does that mean that I never win with this? No, if I double Bologna, I can 15 minutes win. This is probably a bad split. I probably need to improve this before I'm done. Let's keep rolling though. Also, I forgot to check chat and see if anyone said anything. No, nobody said anything. Chat. Okay, we good. What else we got going on here? Yeah, wraparound. I have to believe nobody's going to get stuck on because right now wraparound is not well meta positioned. Most people are going to have a boomerang handy or a boat counter or something that just bypasses it until their fractor gets installed. So that doesn't seem like a great deal. Compare that to IP block, which is equally stopped by those same things, but remains nasty while it's on the board and plays into my core tagging schema. Loss of credit on encounter. It's going to take 3 hits before it's worth it. Silence on City Grid is nice, but does it actually help my game plan? No, 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 No. And is there any scenario where I'm happy for that to be a thing that I pull up? Not really. Archangel Ditto. Preemptive action, maybe at some point, but not yet. Snare is an interesting way to force a tag when they don't expect it, but again, unless I have the all-seeing eye good to go, not as great. It's great against tag me and a good early speed bump, but I have IP block to fill that niche for a 3 trace that still lets you through. This is a 4 trace that still lets you through, or 1 credit. This is a 3 trace that still lets you through, or 1 credit with AI hate. Let's ditch one of these and add one of these. It's slight varying of my core gimmick. I have a lot of influence handy. I think a single boom is not a terrible plan, considering that my gameplay does offer the possibility of of leaving a Drago on the board, then seamless launch, double advance, boom, give you a bunch of stuff, or hard-hitting news, bury you. I definitely like being able to pick the stuff I want, so we'll do that. Eli is a good taxing ice, but not a great stopping ice. This is something that goes on a central. It's useless against Asa, unfortunately, who I'm probably going to be face-ing. Maryland campaign, free money. I have enough 3 to trash money options that I don't feel the need to take her. We're not going to put the snare, not yet anyway. No, 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 no. Ooh, what's this cell endorsement? Oh, it's banned, so forget about it. How much do I care about ping? It's a hard end the run, 2 credits with a single tag a single time. Compare that to a soft end the run, 0 credits, no tagging. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. We'll definitely take ping instead. DQ. If I have a server strong enough to run a DQ in, I should be scoring out of it and crypto crashing them, so forget about it. I love this ice. I love this ice. It's 4 credits, but it taxes you heavily. Sorry, it taxes the runner 4 credits to break. They will almost certainly not get a sentry break and get cheaper half the time. They probably boomerang it once and then do the math from then on. So it's a good central guard. I think I throw at least 1 on there. I think a single of border control, if I can spare the influence, is good. If not, then it's not. Gold Farmer looks like it's been banned. Damn, because that's the one I would love to run. But it's not allowed. Same with Slot Machine. That's a shame. Those were definitely actually, it was specifically Gold Farmer that made me want to build this deck because it seemed like such a great way to reverse. Never mind. At a single influence, Chrysium hoses a lot of things. I think I'm over my card limit or card requirement already. Let me double check. Asmari EdTech 4015, and I'm at 43 cards, so I have like 1 or 2 more to work with if I need to. I'm sorely lacking in ice of all varieties, so let's do this. Let's turn on. If you could choose any ice in the game, well, if you could choose any ice in faction, what would you pick? Ice. Not Haas Bio, just ice. We've already gone through both of these. What's congratulations? Useless. Useless. This gets host to Anarch, so you probably don't res it against them, but it's amazing against Boat. It's amazing against what is the criminal's fractor of choice? It's still very taxing. If they have to hard break it even once, I'm very happy. I think I might throw a Eula in. This is so experimental. I don't even know what I'm doing here. The border control probably has to go for influence reasons, but thinking Funhouse, again, implies that I care more about tags than I do. I can win without tags. I have 1, 2, 3-ish, 4, 5 tag punishments in my whole deck. So I don't want to go any more all in on it than I have. The goal of this deck is to build an expensive server. That expensive server is going to be toll booth, tiered subscriptions, the threat of hard-hitting using my opponent, the threat of Drago forcing you to run if you don't respect my hard-hitting news. That's about it. When the runner encounters dice, you may remove one host credit. If you do, the runner loses credits, the runner loses 3 credits, and the run. Yeah, I don't know that I'm ever paying to advance that, so I don't know how much worth it that is. What else we got here? I almost feel like I should specify that I'm looking for sentries. Ooh, that's the kind of nasty I'm looking for. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it looks. It's any installed card, so they can usually manage to avoid trashing the things they really care about. And on top of that, it's 7 res, 3 strength. Once it's known, once the surprise factor is gone, I'm broke, and they're okay with that. That's weak. Do you seriously not have any sentries in faction? No wonder this deck hasn't already been made. What else we got here? Owl. Add 1 installed program to the top of the stack where it can be easily reinstalled. It's a tiny speed bump. Is F2P seriously the best I'm going to get in faction? Yeah, looks like it. That's a pittance for a pittance. Multi-trace ice is... You know, if I'm leveraging a credit differential, Assassin might end up being an option. Well, couple things. Let's see what other corps have to offer in the sentry department. No, 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 no. On sell. No, no, no. Anansi? You know, Anansi is just what I need. A 5 strength sentry with 3 subs that's a real pain in the neck to break and hits really hard if you're not expecting it and can't be bypassed easily. But against Boomerang, it just does 1 net damage. That's not really enough. And I'm not PE where you're constantly worrying about your hand size. So if I'm importing something that hard from PE, I would want it to kill you, like Saisentan. But again, that's banking on a luck. I'm not going to do that. Surveyor's good. Surveyor leverages credit differential, rewards Glacier play. 2 influence is probably affordable. Where's my influence going anyway? Border control I can probably live without. If it looks like I'm going for taxing barriers with a couple gear checks, taxing toll booth, couple gear checks. I could probably nix border control and run surveyor. I actually have the influence for surveyor as is, so for now let's throw 1 in. That's kind of my hard to deal with sentry. I'm not putting swordsman in. Used to be good for AI hate, but I don't think there's very much AI splitting around right now, so I don't care that much for it. Yeah, okay. I'm not a fan of this ice suite. I'm going to save this real quick because I've had logout issues where my deck just disappeared, and take a peek at what's popular to run in an NBN ice situation. This is probably a bad example because this deck is CTM, which tends to be more heavy on assets. Well, yeah, 21 on the asset front is a lot. Turnpike, Hydra, Enigma. Enigma sees play, huh? Interesting. Would not have guessed that. Ping, IP block, endless Eula. Yeah, so kind of gear check and cheap as opposed to build a big remote. What else we got here? Neurospike Osmari, eh? Okay. IP block, ping, Mertichev still. White space, aka poor man's Enigma. Turnpike. So nothing huge. Oh, wow. That's exactly what I'm running. Keegan Lane. Interesting. Keegan Lane's a good choice. It does what I'm saying, like punishes mild tagging, but it doesn't reward the offensive tag. Gold Farmer's been banned, so that's not an option. You may install 1 piece of ice from HQ or orchestra. I don't care about that very much. Montichev still, pop-up toll booth, F2P. Okay, well, I'm not seeing a ton of people running sentries that are obvious picks that I haven't thought of yet, so that's good. That I'm not missing something obvious. Funhouse is super taxing and irritating because it taxes clicks as well as credits. I think it might be worth slotting a Funhouse in aside from my toll booths, because once the credit differential is established, then it's already established. So let's throw in one of those, and I will throw in a white space because I'm curious what it does for me, not because I think it's good or bad. Truly, it looks like a bad Enigma, but what do I know? It looks like yeah, but I might end up putting on a central server. Then that's easy enough. So we've got 47 cards. We need to cut one or two, or we need to add a point to the deck. No, add 2 points to the deck. Ultimately, I'm going to want to cut one or two cards. So let's see which ones they are. I don't have any good money in this deck. I have Chrysium Grid, which is bad money. Still money, but it's money that I'm paying by letting my runner run for. So I'd rather not do too much of that. And of course, it's trashable for 9 credits. I've got Spin Doctors to recur it. I've got NGO Front for bait money and or quick money with Seamless. I've got 3 Rashida Jahims that need to score out behind an early IP block, an early EULA, an early ping, or just an unaggressive runner, which is what I'm really hoping for. I've got quick money only in hedge fund. I don't need psychographics. If I'm fast advancing, I'm doing it wrong. I need to be playing this game as if I didn't need to fast advance. I need to never advance tomorrow's headline. I need to put down tomorrow's headline, advance seamless, all seeing eye. I win by all seeing eye. Or retribution, or both. DBS is just a nice thing to have. It wasn't necessary. Near as I can tell, it's a tax to trash. That's all. I think we're probably a little heavy on trashable assets. Maybe we don't go to doubles on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that sit in my server as a bait. Maybe 9. I don't want to go super low compared to that. But R&D is not going to be well guarded. It's just going to be guarded. Dang, it is hard to make a taxing server. Truly. I mean, one is fine, but multiple taxing servers. This is a weak choice, right? Like, it's technically still tag punishment, but I don't think it does a lot. Let's cut one Rashida. As nice as she is, she's really, really hard to make stick in some situations. That's probably a mistake. I should probably cut the NGO front and keep the Rashida, actually, because NGO front is very slow. I only use it mid game to late game. I can't make use of it early game. Rashida I can use mid game or early game. Late game is a little harder. What am I hoping for in my opening hand? I guess I'm hoping for tiered subscriptions. I'm hoping for a couple ice. I'm hoping for a hedge fund. Any of those are good. So yeah, that's fine. Cut one card. Come on. Cut one card and you're good to go. If I lose one of my 4/2s and my 2/1 and put a different 5/3 in, then I'm golden. And that actually makes me committed to the 5/3, and I now have 4 5/3s and 3. I need to score 3 out of 4 of these and 5. That's a bad split too. Man, what is my plan here? Hmm. Well, for now, we're going to do this just to reduce the number of cards in the deck so that I can run as is. And I guess it's going to be a degree mail because it slows the runner down somewhat. That's about as good as I can do. This is the alternative. HQ shuffle into R&D and draw a bunch and completely kill my opponent's tempo. Or remastered. Actually, remastered is probably good. It gives me a seamless launch on tap effect, so to speak. You can never advance a 4/2 out of a remastered very easily. No, you can't. You can never advance a 3/2, but I don't have very many. You don't need a double seamless for a 5/3, but that's not the scoring pattern I'm aiming for. It's a bad pick. A blank 3/2 is not very threatening. I do need 5/3 here. I think the only options are degree mill. And that's probably it, right? Just degree mill. Yep, that's what we run with. So it's interesting. After all of this, the core conceit that the deck was made on was that I can develop a credit differential easily with tiered subscription, expensive trashables, and I can force runs with Drago even off threats. Now, looking at it, I don't know that I can actually leverage that credit differential at all. I can hard hitting news off of it, and that's basically it. I have 0 cards. I have 5 cards that draw cards in this whole deck. I also have an influence unspent, and this Chrysium might end up being better flexed into another retribution or something. You know, tighten the deck, more repetition, more redundancy. 11 ice still seems shallow. Yeah, I'm not convinced this deck is any good. But let me check my time. I think I might have time to run it once and find out for sure. Or maybe not. But whatever, it was fun to build. Let's see how this goes. I am nervous that I might have to leave my game part way, which I never feel comfortable doing. But if I get a game going quick enough, hey, it could be worth. If you are watching my stream, obviously I'm going to ask that you honor system yourself into not stream sniping me and, you know, watching me while you play against me. I haven't sorted out yet whether or not I need to put in some kind of delay to make that less of a problem. But I've just got to assume that A, my my community is small enough that I'm not going to have people do that, and B, it's not runner. Nobody is being mean yet. I hope. NBN question leverage cred diff. This is a hard plan. Not really sure whether it works or not, but we've got startup training, standard Johnny Polite. Oh, I forgot because I'm streaming. I should probably do this. Game recording. Corp. Allow spectators, save replays, create. Hello. I hope you don't mind my recording our game. Trying out a new Corp deck. Yeah, so that's about the speed of it. I gotta say, I am duly impressed. This is one of the biggest reasons to do what I just did and just try the other side, so to speak. If you only play one side a bunch or you only play a couple matchups, you quickly start thinking of certain things as super powerful. When in reality, there's tons of weaknesses the Corp has that you won't really appreciate until you've been the Corp. And obviously, most people play both sides when they play Netrunner, but you know. Ooh. Lot is probably doing setup first, setup second, and run third. So I'm probably okay double tiered and then IP over R&D or something similar. I'm gonna keep this because I can actually afford most of what's in my hand right now. If he steals the Bologna early, it's probably gonna slow down his setup considerably. So, oh, even better. We'll go 1 tiered subscription, 1 naked Rashida. Yeah, sorry, I am incredibly immature. Update profile. Make that quieter, please. So yeah, 1 naked Rashida. That's fine. Oh, we need to hide this. Sorry, you guys can't see it, but it's literally right in my way. And what's next? Do I ice R&D, or do I go full? I feel like if I go full wide, he starts running everything. But maybe that's what I want him to do. If I specifically don't res one of them, then he has to check it. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna go full wide and see what happens. We'll figure out just how aggressive a runner he is accordingly. And obviously, we don't want him to play events on turn 1 because that's the only way he gets quick money. If he trashes any of these, he's going to be super poor. If he runs to give me 2 credits and pays 1 to trash, that's awful for him. Okay, I think this deck looks similar to a deck that I saw played online, so this might be a popular deck right now. Let's go ahead and trash and draw, please. Yes. And then I have my man draw. We're going to start making some servers now. This is still in the way. Endless Eula is a great remote. Ice Surveyor should be on the innermost of the remote that it's on. Ping is nice and cheap over HQ R&D. I don't need to trash this yet. I do need to trash it eventually. I think we IP block the most sensitive server, which at this point is ironically R&D. Then we drop an endless ULA on a remote server. Yeah. Nope. Undo. We're gonna put the surveyor on the innermost and the endless ULA on the outside. In my ideal world, I only res the endless EULA. Yeah. And we continue to make him not want to play events or pay us when he does. And when he does that, he probably gets a trigger here, right? Because this is a card. It's not an installed card, but it is a card. I do need to... Oh, he's trashed that for tempo. That's good for me. His deck is ordinary sized. It's not good for me. It's irrelevant for me. Yep, I've definitely seen this deck before, and it's definitely a good deck. He's broke, which means all that stuff I was saying about leveraging credit differentials, this would be the time to make it happen. So do we click for 3 credits to trash pad tap? I think we do. Then we install and advance this once. And then we are down to 4 credits and cannot res anything on my remote. But if he runs, I gain 2 credits, and then I can res something on my remote. So yeah, I think we go for it. Let's trash pad tap, click to install in server 4, and click to advance it once. This also is a really good barometer for how aggressive a runner he is, right? As a player, I mean, not as a lot. If he decides that, you know, against this I need to go all out, then he will. The fact that he's gotten his full setup going money-wise right now obviously sets me back greatly. He's not running against my tiered, and he's gonna at some point just go double trash them for 3 credits, which is really bad for me. But I have at least surprise money going for me. He can pull back a program. He doesn't have a program that matters yet. Okay, we're fine here. We now have the double advance for free option. Install once, crack trash, install single advance. Next turn, double advance, advance, score. That will be pretty sweet if he lets me follow that scoring pattern. If he doesn't, we'll have to see what breakers he has. Am I mathing that right? Advance once, trash, gain, go up to like what, 9-ish credits. Install, that's fine. An advance, that's fine. Yeah, I think we're good here because I can start next turn with 1 advancement on this card, double advance to make it to 3, advance by click, score. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll advance once, res, trash for a bunch of money, install an advance, leaving me with 9 credits, which cannot res this, but 11 if he runs me naked, which he probably will if he goes at all. And advance once. All right, show me what you got. Slap me with your dickish boat. At this point, he probably doesn't run events. He probably uses... I probably name program, honestly, because this isn't getting run without a boat. He can Ika this at instant speed to go 2 credits to place, and then at 4 strength, it's 2 credits to boost and 1 credit to break. He can break this for 5 credits. He can break this for 6 credits. That's 11. He's not getting in this turn. This is probably enough. So, event. Sorry, lots of planning. First time using this after all. I'll try to mention thinking. Okay, That's a very interesting turn. If I draw Drago, this is when I all-seeing eye for the win. So for now we just score out. So advance 2, advance 3, 4, 5, score. All right, so now we're on the board. We have some points. He is gonna be flush with cash for a while. There's nothing I'm too worried about him installing anymore. The one thing he has to get down is his boat, which he will soon. At 8 credits, he can afford to blow stuff up. I need to drop Spin Doctor, spin it, and then start working again. I can afford to trash that. Ooh, he played an event and gave me money. So yeah, he's going for it. He's going for it. Oh, why is he going HQ? I mean, thanks, I guess. I guess he just wants the money, but I would have gone here and trashed this stuff. He didn't trash the Chrysium. That's very interesting. So he's not deep diving. Or at least he's not worrying about the deep dive yet. I'm worrying about the deep dive. Shoot. I'm probably not going to need to overprotect HQ anytime soon. I am going to need to eliminate that Tapworm sooner or later because everything about this board is punching a credit differential. This might be the mid-range crim that I want. To sit back on lots of money. Then again, he's playing against a Glacier, so there's that. Yeah, we're going to go new remote. Res. What do we get? We got all our hedge funds. That's not helpful. Draw once and play a hedge fund. No. Trash this. And then play a hedge fund. We continue to penalize just events. I don't care about everything else. If he gets a burst, I get a burst. That Tapworm, my god, I might have to spend a turn just purging, actually. He got to 22 credits. I don't win Trace Wars. Okay, but calm down and ask yourself, do you need to win a Trace War to win this game? Not really. All that does is it blanks my hard-hitting news. I don't care about hard-hitting news. The frictions you're in. He can pay to get through here. He can pay to get through here. I do want to remove this for tempo, actually. And the tempo would be I would like back this and this, the meat grinder components. I don't need the Rashida. That's fine. He can have that. Okay. So now we are finally, now it's a game. Boat gets you past this for 3 credits and 1 token. He can charge 1 token per turn, and I will not be able to stop him. Ika gets past this for very cheap. Very, very cheap. That's not going to get any better. I can trash Ika with a Drago play. So I need the Drago play. Let's build out server 4 further. My hope is that what happens is when he runs it, he can't deal with the ping right away, or he can deal with the ping but not the Drago, or the Drago but not the ping, or something. Something. I mean, there's a lot of ways this server can tag you. Yeah, I don't care. You can. How does he have 15 credits? I thought he was poorer than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus, I have to purge a Tapworm, don't I? And he probably has another Tapworm. I mean, I would have another Tapworm. Huh. This deck punishes me for being rich. Which is exactly what you need when you're up against a Glacier. I need to bait him. Oh no, too late. Too late. You can have a Pad Tap back, that's fine. I need to all-seeing eye this board yesterday. The problem is, the moment I slap something in here, he runs it. The moment he runs it, he gets it. I can't stop that. There's the all-seeing eye. Now all I need is is Drago. There's not Drago. That's just about as good, though. No, it's not, because he makes enough money per turn to make this irrelevant, even if I pay enough to make it stick. Let's slap this on HQ. It's the best tax I have in short notice. I'm okay with giving up a hard-hitting news from actually landing. I don't know which of these is more punishing. I'd like to land them both. I don't think I'm going to get 8 credits frequently enough for it to be worth it, so we'll do that. Okay, now what you got? Again, until I purge Tapworm, I lose this game. But if I give up that much tempo, I basically lose the game anyway. I'm pretty sure Steve only triggers the first time. No, the first time you make a successful run. Technically, the second one was still successful. There's the thing I was worried to throw away in the garbage. That sucks. He doesn't know that I have All-Seeing Eye, but he's got to be able to guess it by now. Do I just lose here? I think I just lose here. Even if I drop this, it's a speed bump, and he can afford the Hyperbaric. So my window is rapidly closing. Flip that into the remote. Funhouse is decent. It taxes clicks more than it taxes credits. But that boat, man, that boat. If he first click runs the server, I'm scared. If he third click or something runs it, I'm not. He doesn't have access to the barrier breaker yet. Now he does. So for each time you pass ice from resolve one of the following, okay, so this doesn't happen until after it's all done. I guess this is it. I've got to res everything and hope for the best. He's not going to let the tag stick to end of turn because he knows what I've got. Endurance. All right, continue to movement. Endless Eula, he just pays 6. He just pays 6. That's not enough of a tax anymore. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to not res this. This is what's killed me this game. If Tapeworm is common, I'm going to need to deal with it. If Tapeworm is not very common, then I probably don't need a tech against viruses just yet. But that's definitely what's killed my deck this game, is that he's been able to do that, and I have zero efficient way to get rid of it. And I can't afford to get rid of it inefficiently. He's probably reading the card for the first time. It is telling, however, that this is still a 6 credit drain. I mean, he's got the money, but okay, yeah. Fire on broken subs. All right, continue. Continue to movement. We will res. Now he ecas this, we think, for 5 credits, I believe it was, right? 2 to play. Oh, no, it's much more expensive now because of this. It's probably 7 credits. That's 6 strength. He needs to pump twice. That's 4, 6 to put it on there, and 7 to break everything. Yeah, he gets in. He breaks us for 7. And shockingly, doesn't have the money. So he probably boats this if he's smart. But maybe he ecas it so that this server is defunct. And unfortunately, I don't have a scoring plan for the Bologna next turn, so I can't actually punish him if he's audacious. Of course, if he boats it, then I just lose. I think 2 boat counters is worth 7 credits. Oh, did I not do this? There we go. My bad. Yeah, he boats it. Good. No further actions. I would pay to steal this if I was him. It gets him to the right winning point. Now he knows the server can be run for 6 credits, 1 boat, and 7 credits or 2 boat. It's not bad. Oh, and he gets the charge off of endurance, and he gets the paperclip down. So yeah, now the server can be run super cheap. What do I do here? I think thanks to the level of passive income he's built up, I don't have a lot of options here. I can't afford to aggressively guard HQ. I can throw down a taxing ice, but it'll just be a light tax. It'll be a wrist slap against what he's got going for me right now. I'm not going to get off a fancy Drago play. I think I concede here. Yeah, I concede here. So I think, yeah, what we're dealing with here is unfortunately a very fair opponent. And to you, it's a very fair opponent. This is not a situation where, oh, that was just specifically teched against me or particularly broken. If you consider the following, a sabotage deck would have been running Chasushka against me and making me wipe 4 cards from my hand or R&D, preventing me from playing my Glacier play. A criminal would be account siphon equivalenting me, keeping me low, getting double runs off of R&D or HQ, deep diving. There's very little here that stops them. The money ice balance does not support a Glacier. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'm doing it backwards. Maybe I'm trying to make a taxing Glacier in NBN when clearly the thing I struggled with the most was good income to forward my ice and good ice to support the play. Maybe what I should be doing is importing Drago, who shouldn't be too much influence. Let's find out. Yeah, no, he's 4 influence. Well then, Drago in HB plus All Seeing Eye for 1 is a kill combo in favor of my Glacier. Because Drago gets installed face down, you seamless launch him, and then you do horrible things. I don't think you need to import Boom. And you're not, locked into just playing the Drago play. You could go a different direction with it. I gotta say though, this is making me question whether or not I abandoned mid-range criminal too soon. I mean, for God's sake, this deck list looks a lot like the deck list I showed you guys with the study guide, the caches, the multiple Rizekis, the Steve Cambridge identity because I was playing it in criminal, pad taps, Steely casts, Beth, paperclip. Shit, it's the same deck. Instead of Bugalter, they were using Eco, presumably because they're shapers, but if they were Crims, there's no way they use Eco when they can use Bugalter. It's just better in most situations, except it costs 3 to install. It has the clone chips, not diesels, it has the Dirty Laundry for Gamble package. No, but you know what it's missing? My package doesn't have a boat. And the boat is really the thing that you need here. The boat's the thing that lets you not have the rest of your rig and still be okay. Huh. Well, again, this is what I think when I build a deck. I like to build a deck that beat the last deck I played against and lose the next deck I played against because, that way I keep seeing why the deck is weak and what's the next thing you can do with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. This was a fun match. In theory, I could have played this out a little further, but it's almost 9. It's actually exactly 9, and that's when I had to go. Plus, at this situation, the big tricks my deck has available, I don't have the money for or the time for. If hypothetically I had 9 credits, installed Drago, and guaranteed he didn't run and wiped out his resources, it still wouldn't be a game because he's getting 3 to 6 credits per turn with boat counters, and I'm not able to contest that. And I have any 2-point agenda cost me the win. So it's not a good point. There's not a lot of point to continuing this. But yeah, good game. I had a lot of fun with that. Thank you all for watching. For any of you who saw the stream, thank you so much. Please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and you can expect more Netrunner from time to time. Uh, that's all I got. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.